He's on his feet now. He's going to. But rather than saying the speech and everything like that, we're just going to tell you what happened, obviously, during Kieran's unfortunately shortcut professional career, and we're going to have a bit of a chat with him. Lightweight boxer, ladies and gentlemen, this young man here, KIERAN Farrell. He started his professional career way back in 2009. He started his professional career. 24th of January was his first fight, Gary Shield. It was a third round TKO, and that was fight number 1 of Kieran's professional career. His professional career was 15 fights, albeit very short-lived. He had an amazing 14 wins out of those 15 fights, 3 inside the distance, 1 defeat. What was the best time about your career, Kieran? Go on, it was 15 fights. Tell us all about the best time in your boxing career.
Well, coming out from my debut, I got chills up my spine, and I got out from my last fight on days. It was a big show in the bowl was there, and you know, I got the same feelings of what I got from my debut, the chills up my spine, and you know, when I seen the little young lads leaning over the railings for me to touch the rounds and all that, you know, like I said, the chills up my spine there, I ran out there, and happiest times of my career, and another time, another really happy memory. It was just surreal doing pads with my idol next to me, Ricky Allen, you know, doing pads there, and just hard to believe. I couldn't get the pads right, you know, he would tell me to do this, that and the other, but I couldn't do that because, you know, I just couldn't believe it was telling me to do what I would say it was telling me to do, so, you know, that was another top memory I've got from a short career.
Tell us all about that one. Fight number 13, De Vere Whites in Bolton, when you became the British Boxing Border Control Central Area Lightweight Champion. Tell us all about
that one. Like I say, you know, when I say I get chills up my spine, you know, I got them on 2 occasions on my debut and on my last fight, but, you know, that night where I won the Central Area title, I can't thank Dave enough for getting me that fight, you know, he made me proud, you know, that memory of winning that Central Area title will live with me for the rest of my life, you know, thank you Dave.
Brilliant. We're not going to keep Kieran up here very long. Obviously, as we all know, on the 7th of December last year, the unexpected happened, obviously something which does happen in boxing. I've got to say, after what did happen on the 7th of December, looking at you now, the recovery and the way you are today, I'm sure everyone agrees you look absolutely tremendous. 7th of December last year, ladies and gentlemen, Kieran went head-to-head in the ring with Anthony Crolla at the Bowlers Arena in Manchester. The fight went the distance. It was a fight which Kieran was defeated on in points, and then after the fight, unfortunately, Kieran collapsed, was taken ill, and Kieran had a bleed on the brain. And apparently, according to the reports, the bleed on the brain was as big as it gets. It was up to 30% damaged inside his brain. And I'm just going to read you a couple of quotes which I've got whilst doing a bit of research on this. Dr. Lamb, obviously the doctors at ringside at these boxing events, 90% of the time sit there and watch the boxing, but when they're called into action, it's so thankful that they are so good at the job. And Dr. Lamb was in the ambulance with Kieran, and he said that it was a miracle that Kieran even made it to hospital. That night the bleed was that bad on his brain. And the hospital then said afterwards that Kieran's survival came down purely to his own elite level of fitness. Just a month later, ladies and gentlemen, the neurosurgeon, when he went in to see the neurosurgeon, Kieran didn't know what to expect. The neurosurgeon was there smiling away at Kieran, and Kieran said, "What is it you're so happy about?" And Dr. Hewitt, the neurosurgeon, said, "Kieran, it's a miracle. I've got your results from the latest MRI scan, and it's astonishing. Your brain looks 100% normal. even though the 30% which was damaged will never repair, the good news is, and the most important news is, that the scars and the shadows have all disappeared. And the doctors say, and this is a quote from the doctor says that this man on stage here, KIERAN Farrell, is a walking miracle. I've got to tell you all about that because we've got to tell you the story, ladies and gentlemen. January, he was told the devastating news which he never wanted to hear, that he was not going to be able to box again. So obviously a big blow for you. Do you want to just explain, if you can, to us?
Yeah, over Christmas time, you know, after I was in the hospital and I mean, I thought I was alright and I thought I'd be able to box again, you know. I didn't realise how serious the injury was, what I had, and at the end of the day, I'm lucky to be here, you know, and I feel like I'm blessed to be here, and you know, we've got all these wonderful people here, you know, helping me out, you know, and I really am blessed, you know.
Let's be positive, onwards and upwards. This is the start of KIERAN Farrell in boxing. Great professional boxing career in the ring of 14 wins for 15 fights. Obviously, we've had a chat about your plans from now. Just for the benefit of anyone in the room who doesn't know of KIERAN's plans for now, do you want to tell everyone what your aspirations are now?
Yeah, well, I've got to thank one person for that, and that's Spencer Oliver. The same happened to him when he was 22, and you know, he told me that he didn't want me to do what he did and get depressed and drink and all that, you know, so he got me out of bed and he told me to go and speak to the owner of a unit at the top of my street, and that's exactly what I did, you know. I went and spoke to him. I'm developing my own gym now, you know, we're revamping an old plastic place there, so.
Wham Street Gym, hey? Wham Street in Haywood. He's been thinking about it, It was going to be called Farrell's Gym. It was going to be called Farrell's Amateur Boxing Club, but he's decided, let this all stick with you, he's decided it's going to be called the People's Gym. And it's going to have a big sign above the door as well, which says, Viva Las Vicious. I know KIERAN wanted me to mention this as well. Tell us, obviously this is a silly question, but how brilliant have your family been since December with you?
They've been awesome, you know. I was like getting 16 hours sleep a day, you know. I was in my bed and that's where I was all day and night. And, you know, and my brother Nathan were waiting on me, you know. He made all my meals and all that, you know. I used to look after him, but he looked after me, you know. We turned the table.
All the family in tonight, yeah. Mum and Dad, Brian, Nathan, and also as well, do you want to publicly wish anybody any special celebration?
No, I'm not going to single anyone out because everyone's been fantastic, you know, and you know, it's been, I've had support from everybody, and you know, I've built some really big friendships up and stuff like that, and like I say, I'm not going to single anyone out, so I just like to thank everybody for coming tonight and helping to launch the gym. Thank you.
He did want to say happy birthday to his grandfather, who was 75 yesterday. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to my granddad, who was 75 yesterday.
KIERAN did say that, ladies and gentlemen. He did say he didn't want to single anyone out amongst all his friends because he's had too many great friends around him to single anybody out. So thought we'd just say a few words to him. We do all agree that he's in fine shape, he's looking really well, and I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of everybody in the room when I say that this is hopefully just your start of a long, happy, fruitful career in boxing, and we wish you all the best with the gym as well. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, KIERAN Farrell.